Hi everybody, Elliot here with Lazy Dogs Records, and Serve started a thread that was Soul Brother #1 appreciation thread. Show your James Brown albums. So I'll do mine real quick, and we'll start off with King Records. The Apollo Theater presents in person James Brown, the James Brown Show, or better known as James Brown Live at the Apollo, on King, which I believe King's out of Cincinnati, Ohio, record label, still in existence. But there's James. Now this is the stereo version. There's the mono version. Looks exactly the same, but it doesn't say stereo up here. And yeah, Cincinnati, Ohio, King Records. And let's see, is that a little different? Now I don't know that, yeah, a little bit different covers. And, you know, I don't know if these are first pressings or anything. I haven't even looked this one up, cleaned this one. I just picked this up. You see it's in rough shape. But just like Chet Atkins and a few other artists, Ray Charles, if I see a James Brown record, and if it's not scratched really bad, I'm going to pick it up, you know, when I can get it in the dollar bins or something like that. And there's the King label. And I've got another one on King Records. Now that was King 826, and here's King 946. Another James Brown here. I love that cover. And this is I Got You, I Feel Good, sung by James Brown from his movie Ski Party, Mr. Dynamite. It's got Good Good Lovin', Lost Someone, I Can't Help It, I Just Do. You Got the Power, Night Train's on here, I Got Money, Dancing Little Thing, Think, Three Hearts in a Tangle, Suds, and Love Don't Love Nobody. And here's an interesting one. James Brown plays James Brown, Today and Yesterday, featuring James Brown at the organ. These are his hits played on the organ by himself. And this is on Smash Records. And this is from 1965, I believe. Yes. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, parts 1 and 2. All the greats are on here. Featuring James Brown on the organ. I understand he wasn't a very good organ player, but he's leader of the band, so it doesn't really matter. And then this one is in awful shape. Picked it up for about $1.50 with a bunch of other records at a local thrift store a while back. Haven't cleaned it up yet or anything, but it's in pretty good shape. Vinyl is. You know, the record is the cover's in awful shape, but you don't play the cover, remember. James Brown, Get On the Good Foot. And let's see, make sure I don't lose anything here. There you go. So yes, I'll fold out like that. And some great action photos there. But and then of course back when we were lost in the wilderness back in the 90s, when we all thought vinyl was dead, and I was buying up CDs. I got this box set, James Brown, Star Time. It's just got pretty much everything you can imagine from James Brown. Very good. I do have a story. A friend of mine back in it was either the late 70s or mid to late 70s, I guess it was. James Brown came to East Carolina University to play. They're in Greenville, North Carolina, to play. And when he got there, they needed somebody to be the stage manager. And they just, evidently, wherever they went, they just hired somebody, you know, for that day. And my friend, who I didn't know at the time, he's told me this story later in life. But he was a local musician, you know, and they called him up and said, "Can you be stage manager tonight for the show? We got, you know, 2 opening acts, and then we got James Brown." I said, "Sure, love to. What an honor." So he went, and they paid him $100 bill, and a powdery substance. And he said he didn't care anything about the powdery substance, so he just passed that on to somebody else and put the $100 bill in his pocket. And a few things he told me about that day. Number one, James Brown, he had a huge entourage. And sometimes he traveled with 2 or 3 drummers, 2 or 3 bass players, just a lot of musicians and a lot of other people in the band. Well, he also had a shoe shine man. He had a guy that worked for him that traveled on tour with him, and his job was to keep all the shoes in perfect shape, keep them shined. So backstage, my friend went back there, and in one of the rooms backstage, this guy had a big rug spread out on the floor, and he sat there all day shining, hundreds of shoes. It sounded like just the room was filled with shoes, and he shined every one of them, made sure all of them, the bottoms were slick because you had to do all this dance moves and everything, and got them in perfect shape. And he said, very end of the evening before the show was about to go on, enters James Brown into the room. He walked straight to the first pair of shoes on the corner right there as he opened the door, slipped them on, did a little move there, and says, "This is good," walked back out. So that guy worked all day long getting every one of those shoes perfect, and he didn't even try any of the others on, just got the first pair he came to. Let's see, what else did he say? Another story was he said during sound check, I guess it was, the band was going through a few numbers and everything, and they started playing a tune that he was familiar with, and the clustered around a mic, were 3 guys that were singing the background vocals, and each was singing different harmony part. But there was either a 4th or a 5th part. There was either 3 or 4 of them there. But there was another harmony part that wasn't being filled. And as he's walking across the stage while they're doing that, just before the background singers come in, he stepped up to the mic. These guys were surrounding. He stepped up to the mic with them, and he took the missing part, whatever it was, and sang it. And he said that after he did it, the guys in the band kind of stepped back and said, "Whoa, white boy can sing there," something like that. And he said he just felt so honored that the band for James Brown appreciated and recognized his singing abilities. So that's my little stories about James Brown. Never got to see him live. I remember he played Raleigh one time later in life, and I had some friends that went, but I was unable to go. But if you've got some James Brown records, remember it's Old Brother Number One's appreciation. Show your James Brown records, and I will talk to you later. Remember, be kind to your neighbors, and everybody is your neighbor. Merry Christmas.